Crawford. They still have Aiden Miller. So some people look at that as a win within itself because there are a lot of people that did not want to go all in with this roster. That's part of the reason why I'm so disappointed is that I did. Because I watched the series against the Houston Astros, who could be in the World Series this year, right? They're one of the top teams in the American League again. When the Phillies played the Astros, the starting pitching in that 3-game series allowed like 4 earned runs over the course of probably 20-plus innings. The starting pitchers. It was the Sanchez, Wheeler, and Suarez. And the Phillies lineup scored a total of 1 run that series. And I can't waste that rotation that allows 4 total runs in 20-plus innings, but my lineup scores 1. Like, I can't waste that. And I don't think Harrison Bader is now all of a sudden going to add to this lineup to the point where they're now some scary lineup when he might not even be in it every day.
And that's the thing. And you're going to hear the refrain, and you're going to hear it over and over and over again. And it does have merit, but the internal push. They have been hitting better. It doesn't mean they've been hitting as well as they should, but they have been hitting better. But as we're going to look at the numbers, better than 0 is always going to be 1. Right. So it's like, okay, you're slightly better, and they are. They have been. Mm-hmm. Brandon Marsh has been hitting better. So they're going to try to lean in on that. The problem is, can you rely on that in October?
You cannot. And
we've seen that before.
I said
literally
this,
the same thing that we saw last year. That's, I think, the biggest worry for me.
Right. Connor and I got into this debate a couple of weeks ago. Those who listen to the show know that Connor always skews a little bit more positive with the Phillies. And he brought up the whole, well, you never know. They could get hot. I don't want to roll the dice and hope that it lands on get and hot. Right? Like, I don't want that. I understand that any team can go cold at any time. Like we've seen the Dodgers go cold, and they're perennial World Series contenders year in and year out. But if 1 or 2 guys goes cold in this lineup, like if Harper goes cold or if Schwarber goes cold, I don't think they have the bones throughout the rest of the lineup to uplift them. And, oh, by the way, last year in the series against the Mets, Harper didn't go cold. Nick Castellanos didn't go cold. Those 2 guys were great. The rest of the team was not. And they won 1 game in that series. I can't roll the dice and hope that somebody gets hot. You mentioned Brandon Marsh. As critical as I am of Brandon Marsh, I may be the number 1 Marsh critic where it doesn't cross the line of hate, right? Brandon Marsh, I give him credit for the 2023 NLCS. He was the only guy that showed up. The rest of that team did not show up in Game 6 and 7. Brandon Marsh was the only consistent guy. Do I think that Brandon Marsh will do that this year in the playoffs? No, there's nothing for me to say this guy will get hot again. This may be his hot streak. We may be seeing it now in July.
This might be it.
And then it's done. And so now I'm just going to have to hope and roll the dice. Now, here's what I came to a determination with yesterday that just absolutely pained me. The Phillies will still make the playoffs, Amy. Mm-hmm. But yesterday was the first time I did not think they were going to win the division. The New York Mets and what they did to their bullpen. Here's what happens when you already have Edwin Diaz and you acquire Rogers and Helsley, 2 very, very good arms.
I got Helsley. That came across, and I was like, no.
You know how, like, we've talked about some pitching staffs and how they just need to go 6 because the bullpen was so good, like the 2008 Phillies.
I was going to say.
Hey, Charlie.
You knew exactly what was going to happen. It was so well lined up.
You needed 5 or 6 innings out of your starting pitching, and then you just go all in with the bullpen.
Yep.
The New York Mets, as I have said all season long, the reason why I thought the Mets would not win the NL East, despite their hot start, despite them having a half-game lead over the Phillies right now, was because I did not believe that starting pitching could hold up.
Yeah.
That starting pitching does not have to go 6, 7 innings anymore. That starting pitching staff has to go 5. They have to have a middle reliever that does enough for them in the 6th. And then Rogers, Helsley, Diaz, in whatever order that they want. The New York Mets, I've come to the determination, will win the NL East. The Phillies will make the playoffs. They'll be a wild card team.
I do not believe that. I see it on your show sheet, and I'm crossing it off.
You can cross it off.
I do not believe that.
You can. I'm happy that you have that feeling. The New York Mets are my most hated team. More than the Cowboys, Giants, Penguins, Bruins, Celtics, Knicks. I freaking hate the Mets. I spit on the Mets logo when I wake up every morning. And I had to come to that determination last night. All right. Coming up next. we have more audio for you from Dave Dombrowski. With the lack of moves in the outfield, does this mean we will finally see Justin Crawford? Hear from Dombrowski next. It's Kincade and Salciunas. Amy in for John here on 97.5 The Fee.
There's literally, no one can see this, but
I got the handy-dandy show sheet.
It's a lovely show sheet. It's great. And you have from in a certain time frame here at 6 o'clock, you had Mets will win Italy. I just crossed it out. You can't even see it.
I wanted to vomit when I typed it out.
Threw up a little bit in my mouth.
But they improved their team more so than the Phillies did. The San Diego Padres.
Maybe they had more to improve upon.
Maybe. Well, the Phillies have plenty to improve upon.
No, I'm just trying to grasp at straws here.
The Padres improved their team a lot. And
Padres had a great deadline.
I need people to understand what I am saying. The goal of the deadline was not to just improve the team to feel a little bit better. The goal of the deadline was to solidify yourselves as World Series contenders. I believe the Phillies improved their chances when it comes to the World Series contention conversation. I believe that the Mets and Padres solidified their chances. And that's the beef that I have when we've been talking about a core that may not be the same next year.
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber, free agent. They've been trying to trade Castellanos for like 5 years. JT's a free agent. Ranger Suarez is a free agent. There's a lot of guys that might not be here next year, and some will celebrate that. Others may realize, okay, they're going to have to take maybe that step back year. Harper's not going anywhere. Turner's not going anywhere. But this core, this was like the
Kyle
last
Schwarber.
year of it.
Kyle Schwarber's.
I would hope so. I know that they have said that they're going to do whatever they can to keep him. And I fully expect that he does come back.
The anger of the Phillies fans, if they do not sign Kyle Schwarber back,
oh my God,
going to be palpable.
Yeah, it would be horrible. So we'll see. But this trade deadline was about this year, and it was about this core potentially being in the final year of it. And I don't think they did enough for me to be like, yes, World Series, here we come. So a lot of people are hanging on to hope that Justin Crawford will be called up, and Justin Crawford will be here to stay and be a great baseball player. So first and foremost, let's play some audio from Dave Dombrowski, who spoke to the media following the trade deadline yesterday. And here he was talking about Justin Crawford and, of course, him being ready for the big leagues. But take a listen closely to what else he had to say.
No decisions have been made. We think he's ready to play at the big league level. We could bring him up. If we do bring him up, he needs to play a lot. I'm not sure that we're in a position to do that at this point today, but he's not somebody that we would hesitate to bring up if we decided that was the right thing to do. He, like Painter, like a lot of those youngsters, they can use more development time. It will never hurt them. When they're going to get here, they're going to have to make some adjustments. But he's also in a position where we think he's ready to do that when called upon.
So what is it, Dave? Because I heard you say he's ready, but
Gotta play
we
every
want him
day.
to play every day. Right now, we don't have the space for him to play every single day, so we don't want to do that. But we do think if he's called upon, he'll be Major League ready.
But he's already Major League ready.
But again, we don't think he has the space to play right now. So what is it, Dave? Because you just double talked.
Well, the thing is, if he's ready to play, he's ready to play.
Then play
you
him.
make space for him.
Yes.
Right? If you're another organization, let's go back to the terrible Braves. When Andrew Jones was ready and he was in Double-A, what did they do? They made room for him.
Yeah, he played.
You made room for him. You made room for Michael Harris. You make room for your guys that you're calling up, that you're bringing up. If you deem him ready, the thing is, you don't know until you know, right?
Right.
You don't know that Justin Crawford is ready till you see him out there. He does very well against AAA pitching, and he does well against guys that are down there on rehab assignments. So you can glean a little bit from it, but it's AAA. It's AAA, and there's a reason these guys are AAA players. Bring them up.
Yeah, we have a listener of the station, Dan Baxter. I bring him up all the time because he can be the thorn in your side sometimes when he's tweeting at you. But he kept on replying to people yesterday, and I loved it. Crawford is so good they can't trade him, but they also can't play him.
He's so ready, but we don't have room.
So if he's ready, does that mean you think Brandon Marsh is better? Does that mean you think Max Kepler is better? Johan Rojas is better? Harrison Bader is better? Or is Dave Dombrowski just trying to be careful with what he says? I don't know. That could be true, too. But if Crawford is so major league ready, and you are talking about a team that's trying to win the World Series, put the best freaking players on the field. Here's Dombrowski Moore talking about Crawford.
Justin's got elite talents. He's a good outfielder. He can fly. He really runs well. He's got good bat-to-ball skills. He's aggressive on the bases. He makes a lot of contact, and everybody knows this. He's got an unusual type of batting style in that he hits a lot more balls on the ground, which in his case I don't think is really bad. And also he hits a lot of balls to the opposite field. He hits the ball deep in the zone. So he hits a lot of balls to left field, but he also has the speed to beat those out. So he's an exciting type of player you watch play. He's among the league leaders at AAA hitting-wise, and he's been that type of player everywhere he's played. So he's got, with the speed that he brings, a real dynamic. He's not going to be hitting the ball at the ballpark at this time of his career. He will have more power because he's a big guy, and he's tall. He'll put on some more weight, but that's not his game at this time. He's a speed type of player that brings some excitement in that regard.
I wonder if Dave Dombrowski can sit in front of the media and talk that highly about Brandon Marsh, about Johan Rojas, about Max Kepler, hell, even about the guy they traded for yesterday in Harrison Bader. Do you think Dave Dombrowski can sit in front of the media and talk that highly about any of the players that I just mentioned?
No. And he can say good things. Well, I don't know if he can say good things about Max Kepler, though he will try.
He tried.
Though he will try. You can say good things about Brandon Marsh. You can say good things about Johan Rojas. But in overall, the only negative that you heard from Dombrowski on Justin Crawford, and he almost immediately negated it, is the ground ball rate. That's what a lot of people, when you talk about, like, why is he not up?
Right.
They're looking at the ground ball rate. That's obviously not going to fly in the majors, right? It's like 35, 37%, somewhere in that range. So and he's like, oh, but I don't worry about that. Okay, well, I mean, that is one concern. But he completely glossed over it. Everything was positive. So the guy is an elite talent. He is ready for the big leagues. There are no negatives, really, when it comes to him. And yet, where he's not, I don't see him in a Phillies uniform.
Just playing a little bit of devil's advocate here. 68 games. A really smart guy that Amy might know tweeted out these stats the other day from Brandon Marsh. 68 games since May 3rd. He's hitting 293, 770 OPS. Can you expect Justin Crawford to come up here and do that in a 68-game stretch for a World Series contender, hit nearly 300? I mean, that's what Marsh is doing now.
I know who Brandon Marsh is, okay? I don't know who Justin Crawford is. And again, that's why I said my sanity relies on Justin Crawford actually being the things that Dave Dombrowski's saying. Like, I put out a tweet yesterday. My sanity relied on either making the splash for Krohn, because I know that he's a Major League Baseball player, or that Justin Crawford is, to Dave Dombrowski's point, Major League ready. But if he's so Major League ready, why can't he play unless you truly believe that Brandon Marsh is a better option? And if you think Brandon Marsh is a better option, then I will tell you right now, then Justin Crawford's not that great of a baseball player, and that this team is not going to win the World Series.
I think the thing that we need to see to answer your question is you put Marsh in left and you bring up Crawford and put him in center.
And just play him.
Here we are. It's August. We got a month.
Yeah, how much longer are you willing to wait?
We got a month.
Like, that's the other thing that scares me. Like, all right,
I don't want the September swoon like we've had in the past.
You're calling him up in September, and then all of a sudden you're going to give him 1 month to try to figure out Major League Baseball before the playoffs?
You call him up in August. You give him a month. We see how it goes. They've got some great opponents this month. Obviously, it starts tonight with the Tigers. There's some great teams coming in. Let's see what he looks like, because Marsh has been playing better.
He has been.
And that's great. You want to see also if that's sustainable. Put him every day out there. I know you just got Harrison Bader. All right. You gave a 10-day whatever tryout to Austin Hayes last year on paper, and then even then it didn't even work. But why not call him up now, sooner rather than later? I agree with you on the September thing. I've never understood why that's all of a sudden this magical number.
It should be today.
It's right before the playoffs. You're trying to make a push. You're trying to solidify everything. That's not the time necessarily 2 weeks before the season ends to try, like, hey, you know what? It'd be fun. Let's put this guy out and left. Let's bring up this kid who's never played before. Right before the playoffs.
Yeah. Don't do
and then when he struggles, like, well, that's it.